years, California and car culture have gone hand in hand. Fast cars, burning rubber, a rush of adrenaline.
If I'm racing, I never got caught racing. If I'm racing, I'm not stopping.
In this world, speed is king. Your worth often measured in horsepower.
What's the fastest that you've gone on just a regular street?
160 mile an hour in a quarter mile.
And social media status.
It was a drug. Yeah, man, it's a drug that you got to wean yourself off of. You got to figure out right and wrong. You grow up.
But a lifestyle steeped in risk and recklessness comes with a price. The consequences, often tragic.
You know, driving cars at 100+ miles an hour, you can expect that there will be accidents and that some of those accidents, unfortunately, will be deadly.
They think they're indestructible. They can get away with it. Unfortunately, due to resources for most agencies, it is a hard event to take enforcement on.
In Los Angeles, a city built around driving, highways cut through the landscape like blood vessels. But the same city streets that make everyday life here possible for citizens also make it treacherous when speed culture meets daily life. February 17th, a day forever tainted for Monique Munoz's family.
A major investigation underway, a two-car crash. One of those vehicles appears to be a Lamborghini SUV.
Monique was an angel to the universe, very special to the community.
Just 32 years old, Monique worked as a clinical receptionist at UCLA. That day, she was driving home from her shift shortly after 5 p.m. She crosses the corner of Olympic and Overland, a busy thoroughfare in the heart of West LA. It's the last thing she would ever do. A 17-year-old driving a more than $200,000 Lamborghini SUV slams into her Lexus sedan at high speeds, mangling her vehicle. Monique dies at the scene, and while there's no evidence the teen was in a street race, authorities say he was going over 100 miles per hour at the time.
We could not believe Monique was gone. This was so devastating to us, to the family.
At their home in Los Angeles, Carol and Isaac Cardona are soon living every parent's worst nightmare.
He pulls her license from his top left pocket, puts it on the table, and pushes it towards me and my wife. And he said, sorry to have to be the one to tell you this, but your daughter was killed in a car accident.
The hardest thing for me was I didn't get to go shopping with her for a wedding dress. Instead, I had to find an outfit for her to be buried in.
After Monique's tragic death, family and friends gathered to pressure the LA District Attorney to file charges against the teen.
We have this responsibility to Monique to give her a voice, to speak for her, to give her justice. We're just going to keep fighting.
The teen's father, multi-millionaire entrepreneur James Curry, apologizing for the family's loss.
I am very, very sorry. And no words can say how sorry I am, because those are just words.
Apologies we're not accepting from that family. This is murder. You can't apologize for a human life.
Nearly 2 months after the crash, the DA's office finally charging the minor with felony vehicular manslaughter. The teen admitting to the charge in juvenile court last week, the equivalent of a guilty plea.
I want him to do 50 years because I never want him to forget what he's done.
He's now under house arrest and awaiting sentencing at the end of June.
The 17-year-old's lawyer has already come out with a statement that he anticipates that his client will receive anywhere from probation up to about 9 months in a juvenile facility. The most severe penalty under the state of California is up to 6 years.
The underbelly of Los Angeles' car culture, exotic vehicles, performing in outlaw street races, and the rise of the takeover in which street corners are converted into speedways. Made infamous in films like The Fast and the Furious.
Ask any racer, any real racer. It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
But these street takeovers often have fatal results.
A street race turns deadly.
Part of a roving street takeover where drivers wildly spin and drift their cars.
You see the donut marks, the tire marks. And this intersection has these takeovers every weekend.
In the real world, these streets are home to families. Drivers performing dangerous stunts in front of hundreds of spectators, making their normal life treacherous.
They'll block intersections, causing problems for the community. They result in traffic collisions and, unfortunately, fatal traffic collisions also.
Sergeant Michael Downing of the LA County Sheriff's Department has spent his career patrolling these roads.
You've been doing this for 17 years. Have you seen this problem get worse, or has it gotten better at all?
It's gotten a lot worse. When I first started, it was simple street racing. The cars would go out, 100, 200 cars. They'd do a couple races on a closed off street and then leave. They've become more aggressive. They're more combative towards law enforcement and to the public.
Drivers leveraging Instagram and Twitter to publicize takeovers and gain followers.
Social media is where they get their fan base for it and spectators, but social media has also helped us because we all follow it. So we keep track of the social media posts.
There's also clout, credibility, and money.
And this is a supercharger.
Racing is in Corey Smith's DNA. At least it was. He says he's retired now after a lifetime spent chasing the adrenaline rush behind a steering wheel.
Walk me through it. How old were you when you started racing?
I've been doing this since I was 12 years old, like racing. I mean, I'm 38 years old now.
The ex-street racer still spends his days under the hood, souping up cars to their full potential.
What makes a car a racing car? Take me through it.
Okay, for example, this car right here has come with original 305 motor. It's a small motor. Now it has a Corvette motor.
Like this Chevy 1987 Monte Carlo Aero Coupe, a small step down from the supercars he sees on the streets today.
I pretty much gave it up, you know what I mean? The cars now is extremely fast on the street, very dangerous. I mean, it's wild, I mean, you got too much to lose.
How do you wean yourself off of a drug like street racing?
It's hard. You know what I mean? Like I said, you can be in a car that make some horsepower and you want to punch it from time to time, and I mean, it's just something you gotta realize when you get older, you gotta kick back. A fast car with a lot of horsepower is a gun, it'll kill you. If you don't know how to use it, you're dead.
But that high-stakes game of life and death has not kept Erick Reece from getting behind the starting line.
You're still racing?
Yes, just raced Sunday 4 times. If you're at a street race, you can't get mad if you get killed or go to jail. You might get killed, you might get hit, your car might get wrecked, you might go to jail. This is the bottom line. If you don't want that, stay in the house.
While many will continue choosing to live life on the edge, others are left picking up the pieces. For Monique's family, this intersection remains a permanent, vivid reminder of the lives left in the wake.
I cry every day. I can't sleep. And it hurts me just to be here.
For them, justice cannot come any sooner. The guilty plea, a small victory, but not enough to undo their pain.
We don't think we can ever move forward. Ever. We are all in a dark place. In order for us to move forward, bring back Monique.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.